You know, with Israel still in the news, you would think that 9/11 will come up every once in a while, since a lot of people from the alt right like to blame Israel for 9/11 for just about everything under the sun relating to the terrorist event. Nevertheless, there's silence. Even alt media, uh, libertarian media, have not brought up the issues of 9/11. In fact, 9/11 seems to be a forgotten issue. As big and egregious as it was, it is slowly becoming the route of JFK and other past events. But I certainly ain't going to let go. And I've noticed that people like Jimmy Dore have interviewed Leroy Halsey, who's led the study at Alaska Fairbanks regarding World Trade Center 7. And I said, boy, is that a nice pillow to sleep on, huh? Can't sleep on a stone pillow where it makes you uncomfortable to talk about real truths and real facts that matter. Not to say that World Trade Center 7 is inconsequential, because it's not. It's part of 9/11. So it means it does get, it should be at our rapt attention. But that's all they talk about. Because I don't think, and now this is what I'm getting from actual media, the 9/11 Truth Movement, but to alt media, to the libertarian crowd, to the independent crowd. I don't think you're ready to have that conversation. To talk about the NSA, CIA monitoring of the Al Qaeda communications hub in Yemen. You're not ready to talk about that. You're not ready to talk about Ziad Jarrah and his family of Israeli and foreign spies. Ziad Jarrah being the alleged hijacker pilot of Flight 93. You're not ready to talk about that. You're not ready to talk about Saudi intelligence and the CIA monitoring two known Al Qaeda operatives that came from an Al Qaeda meeting in Malaysia in December of 1999. Khalid al Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hadmi, who went on to hijack Flight 77 that crashed in the Pentagon. That was repeated in the Canestraro documents, the biggest revelation of all. You're not ready to talk about that. Or Saudi government financing of Khalid al-Mihdhar, Nawaf al-Hadmi, and other hijackers in the FBI's follow-up to the Pent Bomb investigation, Operation Encore. You're not ready to talk about that. The idea for 9/11 didn't come from Operation Northwoods. It actually came from the Pachinko plot. You're not ready to talk about that. You're not ready to talk about why Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who was being chased by the FBI from New York for a wire transfer to one of the 1993 World Trade Center bombers, who traveled to the United States and Israel. That's a New York Times report. You're not ready to talk about that. You're not ready to talk about the dual neoconservatives like David Wormser or Dolph Zackheim or Richard Pearl, Douglas Feith, Robert Kagan, and how they were influential in the wars against Iraq and Syria. You're not ready to talk about that. How we had a spy for the FBI, the CIA, and Osama bin Laden working as a triple agent that had intricate details about the 1998 East Africa bombings, the USS Cole bombing, maybe even the 9/11 attacks in Ali Muhammad. You're not ready to talk about that. Roy Barak and Modi Bhupal. Oh, you're definitely not ready to talk about that. Mohammed Haydar Zamar and Marmoon Darkanzali, Syrian gunrunners in Germany, and leading recruits for Al Qaeda, who were also leading on the top leadership of the Hamburg cell, who were the alleged hijacker pilots of Flight 11, 175, and 93. You're not ready to talk about that. Or how other follow-up operations before 9/11 and even after 9/11 from a Boston sleeper cell led by Nabil al-Maraba, protected by who? Foreign intelligence, the FBI. Where is this guy? Blowing up tanks, blowing up gas tanks, blowing up bridges, blowing up a warship. Hey, does that sound familiar? USS Cole? Well, this happened years prior for the operation, the idea. Oh, you're definitely not ready to talk about that. Additional hijackings on September 11, 2001, as reported by, of all people, TMZ in United Airlines Flight 23, which myself and my co-researcher, DJ Thermal Detonator, report on even years prior to TMZ. You're not ready to talk about that. How there were multiple planes outfitted with box cutters and knives and other weapons on the day of 9/11 and in the days after the airports were reopened on September 13th, 14th, in New York, in New Jersey, in Texas. Oh, you're definitely not ready to talk about that. The Israeli art student ring. No, not the ones in the World Trade Center. As Rebecca Roth lied to you. Imagine they're going to allow for them to be wiring a building and having their pictures taken. No, the real art student ring that I'm reporting on through my series of the Gerald Shea Memorandum, which was over 200 people that were monitoring the FBI, the DEA, government's sensitive buildings all throughout the Southwest, Northeast, as well as living in close proximity to the 9/11 hijackers. Oh, you're not ready to talk about that. What's the Gerald Shea Memorandum? The terrorist summit of Malaysia, where members of Al Qaeda were meeting, in which was known to the CIA and the NSA, and later the FBI, about who was attending the meeting and how two of those people attended the meeting were entering the United States, as I said before, and Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi. That wasn't shared with the State Department or the FBI, but the CIA and the NSA knew. You're not ready to talk about that. In fact, the 9/11 Truth Movement, the ones that are left, and now some people in the libertarian circles entertaining the issue of living hijackers, swap planes, nuclear devices, invisible space beams. Bin Laden is Tim Osman. Fucking embarrassing. Waving their flags on a street corner. 9/11's an inside job. Whoop-de-doo. You're a cheerleader. Nothing more. Of course 9/11's an inside job. It's an outside job too. Guess what? That's known to everybody. You're not making inroads. You just want to have the convenience of saying, I'm a truth supporter and I'm a fact supporter, and I'm going to propagate other people's works because I don't read and I don't like to investigate because I'm lazy. But I want to be called a truther because I want the public to know that, yeah, I'm railing against the government when you're actually helping the government and foreign intelligence by propagating other people's work, which are false. You know who these people are. They're no longer active. Maybe one or two are barely hanging on, like the dinosaurs near extinction. But we don't need the 9/11 Truth Movement anymore. They're dead. And for those in the libertarian circles and those in alt media who want to have a grown-up conversation, I'm still around. My co-researcher, DJ Thermodetonator, he's still around. Hell, we even got new blood. Sean Russell and Darren Harvey from their new podcast, Beyond Ground Zero. Ben and Eric, Project for New American Century. Christopher Benone, I think that's his name. If I'm saying it wrong, Belisante, I think his name is. New guy. Hey, we're waking certain people up. We don't got the numbers yet. We're getting the right people. Soon enough, what's going to happen is that once these old dinosaurs are dead, that there's new meat around, a new movement's going to start, an educated one where we can actually hold people accountable if we ever had lawyers present and interested in a case. This is why you don't see the 9/11 truth movement in any court anywhere in the world. So, for those out there who are basically on the fence, doesn't know whether to listen to Alex Jones or Richard Gage, I say do your homework. Do listen to them. Then listen to us. Then do the scientific method. Take the information, scrutinize it, go through an inquiry, and then you'll know what is true from what is false, what is fact, what is fiction. Because the only thing that matters is not me, not DJ Thermodetonator, not Richard Gage, not Alex Jones. It's the information. Because information is power. Power that you deserve to have in your hands to make decisions, to act on those decisions, to hold people accountable. And even if we fail, we can always say we tried. But you can't say you tried when you're sitting on a street corner waving a white flag saying 9/11 inside job and then hiring a plane to carry around the banner that says so above a football stadium and then claim that you're doing your public duty. Because you're not. And sure, you're not going to win over many friends. You may feel alone, but you're not. Because there's people like us out there. The truth is not accepted by many, but it's accepted by the righteous few. All right, guys, have a good day. See you in the next video. Take care, everybody.